Oh my gosh. This is what happened when it rains.
Red looks good on you.
Thanks. Okay.
Should I change?
No, don't go changing.
Don't go changing, girl.
Don't even. My movie that I'm reviewing that Missy has not seen.
I don't even know what this is.
This is so good. It's like Academy Award winning, but not thinking. So I know that with the movies that we review that require no thought, typically the title tells you so much about exactly what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So my movie that I'm reviewing today is Fatal Fashion.
Is it in the 80s?
No, but it should be. The star of it looks exactly like a young Ali Sheedy. So
Ali
it doesn't
Sheedy
really get any
was
better than
just
that.
my jam.
Gosh, she was so cool. I mean, she still is.
St. Elmo's Fire?
I know.
Come on.
Breakfast Club.
Jesus.
She was in so many good ones.
Short Circuit.
Not so good. You probably should have just stopped.
She tried.
Allie.
I mean,
you need to pay the bills. I get it. But yeah.
we're going to have to IMDb
mistake on that
Ali
one.
Sheedy.
What?
I'm going to have to IMDb her because I feel like I
have
know
no idea
about
what that
now.
means. I don't know what
Internet
that means.
Movie Database.
Yeah, I have no clue what that is.
You also didn't know what a teabag was the other day.
That's
Not
true.
like the teabag like you weird people are thinking either.
I don't know what that means either.
Exactly. She's talking about the actual teabag that you make tea with.
Yeah.
Not teabag.
I know what a teabag is. I just couldn't forget. I forgot.
I'm
what
talking
it's
about
called.
teabagging.
I don't want to know what that is.
No, you don't.
Okay. So Miss Jennifer Hayes is the new instructor for fashion photography at Palm Vista High School.
Whenever I hear Vista,
Palm Vista.
that episode of Seinfeld where George's dad and then we're going.
Oh yeah.
And then Jerry's parents were gonna go get a place at Del Boca Vista, and then George's parents were like, all pissed about it, and he's like, "I'll go to Del Boca Vista."
Oh my God, that was so good. I love all those parents on there. Okay, so Palm Vista High, not nearly as good as the name of our high school. We're High.
Can I help you?
I still didn't know that you used to work at the front office. Jealous.
I don't know why they let me do that.
I don't know why they
allowed
let
in
me do
like
that either.
certain classrooms.
I don't even want to know why that is.
I had to sit in a desk in front of Marty, the assistant principal. I forget his last name. It's Marty something because I used to be like, "Hey, Marty," to be an asshole. And then I used to have to sit. I wasn't allowed to go to history class. I had to sit in front of his office for an entire semester because I got kicked out of history.
Are we related at all?
Supposedly.
That's what they say. Okay, so the new fashion photography class, she's doing it. And there's an interesting mix in high school class, like there always is. You've got the super mean girl. You've got the nerdy kids.
Stoners, the burnouts.
They're all accounted for, right? Like all the stereotypes are there. Okay.
Jocks,
yes. Okay, so she's kind of intrigued by one of the male students called David Doolittle. And one of the more charming things about these movies that we review is there's no thought about naming any of these characters.
Jane, Timmy,
Barry,
David
Doolittle.
I don't know. I don't think I would have came up with Barry.
I wouldn't have come up with David Doolittle either, but I mean,
but if you're sitting around a table with everybody, you're like, names go. You know what I mean?
Like you're having lost a bet.
You're having a session, and then it's like David Doolittle. Like it just comes out.
Okay.
You're brainstorming. That's how you do it.
All right. Yeah. I think they thought a little too much about that one. Okay, so he's this like nerdy guy, you know, with the glasses and this button-up flannel that's like up here, you know, crushing his windpipe.
Only the burnouts wore the button-up flannels.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe at Palm Vista Voca, that's what they did. That's what they did when they were nerds. Okay, so she decides, she's like, hey, do you model?
To the guy, to the David Doolittle?
Yeah. And he's like, what? You know? So she, you know how they have like the music background, he's getting his hair cut, he's getting facial, you know, she's buying him clothes. You know how they do that?
Yeah.
Like it's all fast with the music. Okay. So David is transformed. David Doolittle is transformed into like model guy. Okay. And she like takes pictures of him, yuck, you know, has him take his shirt off, stuff like that. Totally inappropriate. Yeah.
I mean, they're teenagers.
Ugh. He's not even 18. He's almost 18. So I think that's totally creepy. And anybody ever touches my kid, good luck.
Well, never have really good looking kids.
We do. But what I'm saying is, I will end you. Okay. So she's staring at his pictures like all creepily and gross and stuff like that. It's just totally gross. So he becomes the cover of a magazine. I mean, like out of nowhere. And he didn't even know about it.
What?
I think that's illegal.
They used the image?
Yeah.
God, you can get sued so quickly.
I know. And so he's on the cover of a magazine and all the kids are like, whoa, wow, David Doolittle, you're like really cool now. Mm-hmm. So there's so many life lessons here. So don't mess with a kid that's underage. Keep your clothes on, kids.
Please.
And don't sign any contracts. There's more than that, I'm sure.
Well,
yeah. So anyway, so the token mean girl, guess what her name is? Brittany. So Brittany.
God, these writers.
I know. Brittany is now paying attention
to him. Did you know any Brittany's? That wasn't really a name whenever.
No, Brittany's were younger than us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't even remember Brittany.
No, Jennifer was the popular. Jennifer and Michelle.
Jamie.
Jennifer and Michelle, Jamie.
That was,
yeah, those are the
Jamie, but then they would spell it a different way. Like Jai, Jan.
To be creative.
No offense, Jamie.
Not at all. Okay, so Brittany is now paying attention, right? So she asked him on a date. And Jennifer,
because he's the hot guy now.
Yeah, Jennifer, the photographer, gets a little bit nuts, bananas. She takes a knife and starts ripping into this big screen of Brittany's picture.
Wait a minute. Where did the screen come from?
Yeah, it's like a pull-down screen because she's working at a school.
Oh.
She destroyed public property at Palm Boca Vista.
Because she wants to hang with Doolittle?
Yes. She's jealous.
She made Doolittle, though.
She did, and she's crazy because he's a little kid.
I've never done that. I've never stabbed a picture of anybody.
I haven't either.
I may have
thought about it, but I never did it.
Sharpied somebody.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And I can even tell you who it was.
Yeah, let's not. Let's protect
Softball
them.
girl. We all know who that is.
Okay, we do. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so Brittany, when no one else is around, photography teacher goes, hey, Brittany, have you ever wanted to model?
Oh, dear God.
And Brittany's like, yeah. She goes, well, some friends of mine are looking for a cover for the new Elle magazine. And she's like, I can totally do that or whatever. Mm-hmm. Was that what they do? And you're like, okay, so she's on top of this ladder. She's like, I'll climb up there because it'll be a better angle, right?
Yeah.
So she climbs up this ladder. There's lighting and everything. She pushes her off. She falls backwards and dies.
Who pushes her off?
Photography lady.
The Ali Sheedy?
The teacher. Mm-hmm, the one that looks like Ali Sheedy. Killed Brittany because she didn't want Brittany to go on a date with David Doolittle.
Everybody wants David Doolittle?
Yes. He was on the cover of a magazine. Hello.
Brittany's the lady?
Brittany is the token mean girl.
Brittany's not there?
Brittany was on top of the ladder because the photography lady said, I will take pictures
Brittany
of you.
was on the ladder.
Yeah.
Photography lady.
Pushed her.
Ali Sheedy lookalike.
Pushed her. And killed her. Because she didn't want her to date David Doolittle. And she typed out a suicide note. Which doesn't look at all like something Brittany would write. Not that I knew her well. Okay. So, anyway.
How hot was David Doolittle? Like, was he hot?
I don't know. Maybe he's I don't know.
Like, give me like a celebrity.
He doesn't really look like any celebrities that I can think of.
A level of hotness. Like, is he Mark Wahlberg hot? Is he Edward Norton from American History X hot? Is he...
you know what? I don't know. And this is the thing.
Is he Burt Reynolds 70s hot?
He's so young that I don't even know because I can't even... I don't even... Like, even if somebody's in their early 30s, I'm like, oh, he's adorable, cute. Can I adopt him? I'll pat him on the head. Like, I'm not like, ooh, that guy's hot. I'm like,
why are they so old?
Child. He's a child baby. God. Gross.
I think maybe I'm okay with saying that people in their 30s are good looking because I identify as someone in my early 30s.
Right.
Because you can do that now.
I don't. So they look like children. And kids that are driving look 12. Or 10. 10. They're 10.
America, email us. Mm-hmm. Let us know how low you would go on the age scale.
Of like what you would consider if you considered someone hot.
Like, let's say you're 35. How low would you go?
He's doing a photo shoot, and this lady, Andrea, shows up, and she actually is a model talent agent. And she's like, hey, I want to sign you. Okay? And so the photography teacher is not liking that because she doesn't want to share David Doolittle.
No.
So as soon as Andrea leaves, she somehow out of nowhere has a modeling contract signed or a contract with a pen.
Wait a minute. David Doolittle can't even sign a contract because he's not of age.
I know. But the point is, where did she get a contract out of thin air?
Those people carry around contracts.
She's not a modeling agent. She's a photographer. Why is she carrying around a contract?
Makes sense, though. Because if you're a photographer and you own that person, then no one can actually shoot him. You would shoot him, and then they would have to pay you for his pictures.
I think she got on LegalZoom really fast.
I wonder how, like $75 maybe?
I don't know.
She's an LLC.
Yeah, maybe. She did it really quick.
Yeah.
Like the platinum package or whatever that is. But yeah, I mean, it was like, bam, here's a contract. You know, right when that
I'm going to start carrying around contracts with me.
I am too, because you never know. Okay, so anyway, Jennifer's really mad. Okay,
Yeah.
because Andrea wants to sign him.
Uh-huh.
She shows up to Andrea's house, the agent, and kills her.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, she takes it to 11 every time.
I feel like once
11.
you just go there, you might as well just keep going. Like if you're gonna cross that line,
I don't know.
It's kind of like me. Everyone knows I don't have a filter.
That's true.
And you just keep rolling with it. You can't backtrack from that.
No, but you do try sometimes.
To backtrack?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I witnessed it.
I do try.
The other day.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So anyway.
But if you're a murderer, you're a murderer. There's no coming back from that.
No, not really. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, so this girl, Caitlin, who's also a nerd girl who is in the photography fashion class.
Mm-hmm.
The photography teacher starts to notice some flirtation between Caitlin and David Doolittle. So this is incredibly surprising. The photography teacher says, "Hey, Caitlin, have you ever thought about modeling?" Because she's never said that before.
That's all she's got.
That's all she's got, but it seems to be working for her. Okay, so music again. Caitlin's getting cleaned up. She's buffing her. She's getting a facial. She's getting a haircut. She's getting new clothes. She's doing a whole makeover. Mm-hmm. And gig after gig, they are booked. They are booked. One after another. Cover of all these magazines.
A whirlwind.
Both of them. I mean, they're like international.
Right.
Yeah. So unbelievable. Okay?
I mean, it's yeah. It's a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah. So anyway, turns out that Caitlin and David Doolittle start hanging out.
They're models.
I know.
That's what they do.
But the photography teacher
and they hang out and they don't eat and the photography teacher's mad. Really mad. So what she does is she hires a porn star. Oh, wow.
That makes sense. She hires a porn star.
Same.
For a photo shoot. And then she photoshops Caitlin in them. That way Caitlin's career is over.
Yeah.
And David Doolittle is starting to question whether Caitlin is actually telling the truth because she's so good at Photoshop, nobody knew. He's diabolical, this one.
So she doesn't want David Doolittle hanging out with
anyone. I mean, clearly anyone.
Does David Doolittle have any interest in her?
No. It's his teacher. She's really pretty, but his teacher. And he just thinks I'm going to go out with girls my own age.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
David Doolittle's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah. So anyway, Caitlin, who's a responsible girl, high school girl, she talks to the principal who believes her that this photography teacher is trouble with a capital T and fires her. So the photography teacher gets fired.
Now what though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's her gig.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she meets people to do crap with and obsess over.
So she's very upset, the photography teacher, and is like, "David Doolittle, please have coffee with me." And so he's like, "Oh, well, you've done so much for me. I am an international model. Of course I'll have coffee with you." And then she's like, "Hey, I got fired. I've got all these boxes in my trunk. Please help me carry them up to my very expensive loft."
Oh, God, David Doolittle, don't do it.
David Doolittle did it. And not only that,
well, he owes her everything.
I know. And then he offers him whiskey.
And he's underage drinking again.
I know. It all comes back to underage drinking.
Okay, listen.
It's all the problems
this is
in the
where
world.
I call BS because he's an international model. He has had more drugs offered to him.
He hasn't,
than you can shake a
He just
stick at.
instantly goes on covers. He doesn't have anything to do with anybody but her.
Please.
Seriously. I mean, it's
we
amazing.
know because I've been there.
Okay. I did not know
yeah,
this.
I was.
I had
an international model.
Where was I? I didn't even know you were working at the school office.
See, you don't know anything about me.
I didn't know you were working the school admin office, or you weren't allowed in history.
The reason
then
why
you have
I
a
know,
modeling career.
I'm just obviously I don't. I'm 5'3", maybe.
You used to be.
No, I used to be 5'5". I'm now 5'3".
Mm. I'm also 5'3".
But I'm strong as shit.
It's true.
So
freakishly so.
I just know these things because of these movies. I know. Do you remember the movie with Angelina Jolie? And she was the model and she got hooked on some shit and then she was a lesbian for a while.
I don't remember. I don't think I saw that.
Remember that?
I don't think I saw it.
Anyway. Mia? No. I'm Googling it.
I don't know.
I'm Googling it.
Not right now.
Damn it.
I'm almost done.
Gia. Right. That was the name of the movie. And
okay, I've never seen
yes,
Gia.
You have. Anyway.
I really haven't seen freaking Gia.
The movies clearly state that all models have been offered drugs and or alcohol and all those things to keep them from eating, to be able to maintain their model status. So you can't tell me that David Doolittle was like, I don't know about whiskey.
He accepted the whiskey.
Of course he did.
Poor decision. So, yeah, well, then you know what happened next.
They make out?
They did more than that.
They got it on?
He's 18 now. That still doesn't make it okay because that's still gross. But anyway.
David Doolittle's D.
Jennifer, the photography teacher, tells David that she's got this whole world modeling tour scheduled for him.
Because they had sex?
Yes. Apparently that's what happens after.
Yes, that's what the movies say.
And his mom was like, no, you're finishing high school. Downer.
Also
and then he's like, forget it, Mom. I'm going to go live
I'm 18 now.
with my fired photography teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So he moves in with her.
Oh my God. Was it like the first person he ever had sex with?
Yes.
Oh dear God. Listen, no. Kids.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that.
Do not get mixed up with a psychotic fashion model photographer, is what we're saying. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks they've been living together, and David's starting to wonder.
He's 18 and he's already living with somebody.
He's been through a lot in it's been essentially a semester.
Was I living with somebody when I was 18?
Probably. You were living with me when you were 18.
I was 17 when I moved down there.
Yes. I think you were 18 when you were living with me still.
No, that was June.
I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so then Jennifer, the photographer, keeps saying, oh, it's okay. The people for the international modeling agency have just delayed it. I don't think it was actually true.
What?
She was just trying to keep him there. She made up this thing where
she never had him going anywhere.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm a little confused. Why aren't we in Paris? And she's like, oh, it's going to happen. Don't worry. So I think she was lying about that. All right. So anyway, David's mom starts to Google the photography teacher and finds out that this is a bit of a pattern for her. She becomes obsessed with her models. This is not new.
Are they all in high school?
No.
Oh.
Okay. I think he might be the first one that's in high school. I'm not sure. Okay. So, well, you know, it gets kind of creepy. Okay. So Caitlin calls David on his cell phone. And David's like, oh, and she's like, I'm sorry. I want to get back together. I miss you. And photography teacher flips her lid, like completely flips out.
Yeah.
So she like does something to David and gets him knocked out and then ties him up. And then texts Caitlin from David's phone and says, come over.
Kids, lock your phones.
Exactly. Okay, so then Caitlin shows up and she has a gun to Caitlin's head and says, if you don't whip David, I will shoot you. I'm not making this up.
So Caitlin,
and while she's taking pictures,
Caitlin's pistol whipping David because
no, an actual whip.
Oh.
Like that changes everything or something?
No. So Caitlin and David have a gun pointed at them.
Quit moving the table.
Sorry. Caitlin and David have a gun pointing at them.
Right. And she's like, Caitlin, if you don't whip David right now, I'm going to shoot you. I don't know. I don't know what you do. I don't know. I don't know what you do in that situation. I've never been in it.
You can totally Indiana Jones that shit and like turn around and whip the
like hand, get the gun,
whip
like
the gun out of her hand. Yeah.
I don't think she's ever had a whip before, and I think that would require practice.
I would give it a try.
That's true. I mean, it was a bad angle though. I'm not sure she would have really been able.
I'm just saying that like you're in a situation where you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
You make things happen. Fight or flight.
Well, it gets worse.
Oh, God.
Because the photography teacher then gives Caitlin a razor blade and says, if you don't cut David Doolittle's face, I will shoot you.
That's his moneymaker.
Mm-hmm. And she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. So
because it's so beautiful.
Right. I mean, it's
you know what though? She should have just went ahead and did it, because those people that have mugshots that get picked up for modeling gigs. You heard about that?
What?
Like, you know how they publish people's mugshots?
But they're also,
have you ever played the mugshot game?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So on our local news website, you can see all the arrests from like the day before in the mugshots.
Okay.
And the captions on the bottom tell you what they've been arrested for, but you can turn those captions off. And so you go through and you play a game. You're like, what did he get arrested for? And then you guess, like,
I've never played this
child endangerment, or, like possession of marijuana, or like whatever, because it's not legal here yet in North Carolina. Thanks, North Carolina. And then you hit it and it comes up, and whoever, you win.
What do you win?
Nothing.
Rosé?
That would be good. We can totally make that a drink.
Okay. So what ends up happening is David ends up pushing the photography. Yeah, he
Wait, I thought he was tied up.
Well, he's tied up, but what ends up happening is Caitlin gets shot.
Oh my god.
But she's not shot like really great or anything. Like she's shot like right, like grazed. So she takes the razor blade and cuts the rope.
I feel like that would take a long time.
She does it incredibly fast.
Right.
While being shot. So she cuts the rope while the photography teacher is not being able to see her do it because she's on the floor because she was shot. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, then David's mom, because she was Googling, shows up at the loft and pushes the photography teacher. Okay. And stabs her. There's a lot happening.
There is
so much happening.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, David and Caitlin get back together despite the trauma.
Well, no, I mean, the trauma brought them, it just makes that bond even stronger.
It could go either way. It could go, I have flashbacks every time I see your face, or we have this amazing bond. And now they're the hot, popular couple.
We almost got murdered and we got this.
It's a great story.
Yeah.
So now they're popular and all polished up and model couple.
Okay.
And that is Fatal Fashion.
That's it? That's the end.
What do you mean is that it? That's awesome. There's no thought whatsoever required for that. Okay, everybody. Stop thinking so much.
Yeah. Email us.
Mm-hmm.
We have a new email.
Yes. Side note sisters. What's wrong with you?
Side note sisters at Gmail.
Tell us the movies that you'd like us to review.
Don't send us any freaky shit.
No.